Thanks to the support as a channel member, Kyle Mollix. Today, boys and girls, we head back to Preston to show those fans who didn't want me back exactly what they're missing. Hello and welcome to Club 6, Part 4 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that big Premier League game against Preston. We're also at home against Norwich. Since you were last with me, we have continued finding our feet in the Premier League. We've only actually played one Premier League game, but we did win it 7-0, so I think that probably counts. And Aspas got a hat-trick. We talked yesterday about how Aspas might actually have improved somewhat since we had him at Barcelona. I think 7 goals in 7 starts so far this season suggests that might very much be the case. It is exciting to see what that man might conjure up for us this season. We've also progressed in the EFL Cup, making our way past Norwich with a very rotated team. As you can see, our goal scorer was young Luke Griffiths, who is a Welsh wonder kid who's never actually made a league appearance for us, but does have 11 caps for Wales. But he scored against Norwich in that game, which we won on penalties. So I'd like to think we should be able to beat them in the league. And then we also beat Shamrock Rovers. I can't believe we're playing in the Europa Conference League. The one advantage is playing in the Conference League, playing in the EFL Cup. In these games, we are able to rotate the team and try some of these younger players that we've got knocking around the place. So you can see, once again, Griffiths getting a start. We also played Jason Brown in central midfield, who's another youngster who's he's made one appearance for us years ago, like 3 years ago, one substitute appearance, got 2 assists and an 8.4 in the Premier League, and he's never been seen in the Premier League since. That seems a little harsh, but he started against Shamrock Rovers. And we also played this guy as well, Andre Akpan, who is, not really good enough. But, we were playing Shamrock Rovers. You know, we'll just try a few things out. Wilson looks pretty good. We've played him a couple of times, and he looks like he's probably going to be our long-term answer at right back, which is a good thing. So this is the team for the game against Preston. We're going with Blanco in goal, a back four of Peralta, Corgi, Antunes, and the aforementioned Wilson at right back. Bellingham, Owning, and Ramon in central midfield. Why has past Kev not got what's-his-face in the team? Where is he? Where is he? What is his name? The defensive midfielder we signed. Why can't I see him anywhere? Did I dream signing him? There he is, Jaeger. Past Kev, why have you not put Jaeger in the team? There's probably a reason. I have no idea what his reason is. Have we got a big game coming up? Not really. International break is coming up. Maybe he was just I guess he's played every minute of every match since he signed. So I guess in the interest of rotation, we're going to try Bellingham, Owning, and Ramon. And Wilson deserves a start at right back after some good performances in those non-Premier League games. So I guess I can get on board with it. I wish he'd leave notes. Past Kev is a nightmare. And then we've got Koning on the left, Jallo on the right, Aspas up front. That front three is looking like a real strength of this Liverpool team, which is very nice. Very nice having an excellent front three. We've got the 2 best wingers in the Premier League and a goal-a-game striker, which, even if the rest of the team was absolute bobbins, that would probably do quite well. But we've got Jude Bellingham in midfield and then a defence that is improving all the time and a goalkeeper that was so good, aged 18. We played him regularly for Preston in the Premier League. So looking at this Preston team, before we get too far into it, there's not many of my boys left there now. It's about 10 years since I arrived at Preston, a little bit less than that since I left, but there's not many of my boys left there now. Sartore's still there on the left-hand side of midfield. Mancia's still there up front. Jim Watson is still there. Rojas is still there. There's not many of my boys left, though. It's sad, but it demonstrates just how long it is since we left Preston. It's getting on for like 7 or 8 seasons. No wonder they didn't want me back. I wasn't there very long. Yes, I'm the one who rescued them from the Championship, got them back to the Premier League, turned them into the club they are today. But it's Ferguson who's spent the last 5 or 6 years consistently being in the Champions League and competing in the Champions League as well. So I can understand why they probably want to keep him knocking around. Although having Blanco back here at Preston as well it's nice. We've come back, a little reunion together. There's almost as many of my boys in this team as there are left in the Preston team. Aspas plays about what a piece of vision from Aspas there. Holds the ball up beautifully, owning completely unmarked, and really should be scoring there. There's not really any excuse I'm going to accept. That's why that boy has spent so much of the last 2 years on the bench, because you got to be scoring in situations like that, and absolutely unmarked all the time in the world, and doesn't even test the goalkeeper. Mancia now for Preston, charging into the penalty area. Bellingham is there to look after him and looks to release Koning, although he's controlled it rather uncomfortably and ended up having to come back towards our own goal. But now Owning, trying to make up for his previous mistake, plays it forward to Aspas, but he couldn't get any kind of contact on the ball. And now Peralta to Corgi, and we're just tidily dealing with that at the back. And now Owning to Antunes and Wilson, the young right back, who's probably one of the big question marks on the team today. Him and the lack of Jaeger in midfield would be the two that you'd be thinking, I mean, even we could probably play Jaeger at right back if we wanted to do this midfield rather than the youngster. Which again, past Kev, we need to have a chat, because we're 1-0 down. If there's one thing we can't be doing this year, it's coming to Preston and losing. After all the words that were said in the summer, all the talk of how they'd be better off with me coming back than Ferguson, I actually declared interest in the Preston job at the start of the transfer window. Everyone knows, the fans know, the media know, this is where I wanted to be. We can't come here and have their manager be able to say, yeah, well, we're better off without you. That'd be hideous. Oh, my word. They've now rattled the crossbar. Less than 10 minutes on the clock. The Preston fans, the Preston players are all going to be very, very motivated to beat me today, I'm sure. And I don't really care for it. Peralta on the left-hand side gives the ball away. That is poor from him. And now Preston trying to get past Bellingham again, who does quite a decent job of just patrolling the edge of the area once again, and now Owning, looking to release Jallo, who there was a suspicion of offside there, but no flag has been raised. Jallo trying to return the ball to Owning, and it doesn't get anywhere near him. That's a couple of loose passes we've had now. There've been opportunities where if we'd have been on top of our game, we would have grabbed a goal. We're only 10 minutes in, but we've had chances. And now Preston are in again, and they're 2-0 up. And I have a feeling it's not going to be my day. Sometimes you can just sense it early. It's not going to go your way. And I think today is one of those days where the world has decided we're going to come to Preston and take our medicine. And it's not ideal, but remember, Preston are a very good side in this universe. Very much, certainly part of a Premier League Big Six. Arguably, over the last couple of seasons of performances, you would put them in a Big Four in the Premier League. You would Preston are in a team you would expect to be in the Champions League most years, although similar to this Liverpool team, had a nightmare season last year, finishing 11th place, but did get to the semi-finals of the Champions League in the process. So we know they're a good side. They've started the season very strongly, stronger than we have, and they're going to look to add a third here, and Blanco is having a nightmare return to our old stomping ground, although it's not actually our old stomping ground because this is a new stadium compared to the one that we were in when I was here. This is not our place at all. We don't recognise any of it. And, okay, that one's been disallowed. Let that be a turning point. We're now going to demand more, and we need to get up there and get ourselves back into this game. I was just saying before how that front three, it doesn't really matter how good the rest of the team is. We're demonstrating today that that's just not the case. This defence is not getting the job done. And as much as I like Antunes, I don't think we can play the two left-footed centre-backs. Maybe. Can I blame it on that? I probably can't. We've just been a bit sloppy. I think this is the difference between playing Bellingham in front of the back four and playing Jaeger there, who offers much more defensively. Bellingham, less protection, although he's had a couple of decent interceptions, but he's not quite crunching in with the tackles the way that Jaeger would. And Blanco finally holds on to one. Goodness me. Can we please get ourselves back into this game? A goal before half-time. Some kind of sign of life would be nice. Some kind of intent that we're going to try and get back into this game in the second half. Ramon plays it back to Bellingham. Peralta with the cross. Kone is there, and the header goes just over. And I keep thinking back to that big chance that Owning had when it was 1-0. If he'd have done what he should have done with that chance, who knows how the rest of the set of that first half would have gone. But it's 2-0 at half-time, and we have left ourselves with rather a lot to do. Wilson at right back plays it into Bellingham. and now owning, and Diallo, who's had to come very deep here to get a touch on the ball, but he's played it over the top to Aspas, who, I mean, rather than bringing it down, has tried to head it past the keeper. It does make it past the keeper, but unfortunately also goes past that far post. But it was it was an attempt from a man who is on top of his game. He is confident, because normally you would look to bring that down and take the shot, but he, I guess, is feeling at the moment that anything he touches is going to end up in the back of the net, but too many more missed chances like that, and he might start feeling otherwise. And now Mancia and Corgi manages to scramble it clear off the line, but Preston have had a number of opportunities to extend their lead even further. We're going to offer some encouragement, because demanding more hasn't been working. Let's try encouraging the boys. This is not how the script was written for today's episode. And now it is Preston with the ball again, which, I mean, they just seem relentless. Bellingham now, ball over the top, looking for Diallo, who is tiring, probably going to have to come off very soon. And we've played it back to Ramon in loads of space this time. And now Aspas, there is an offside in there. But once again, this Preston back four have dropped very, very deep and left that gap for a midfielder to step into. It wasn't quite as good a pass this time. Ramon had a lot more to do than Owning did. But we've done that to them twice. There is a way to expose Preston here. We just need to capitalise on it. We're going to bring on Elliott and Borges to try and get more creativity out of those wings. We're also going to bring on Jaeger to play at the base of the midfield. And we'll just shuffle these guys around and do that. And I think we've got to go attacking at this point as well. And maybe it's time to demand more again. Come on, boys. Let's demand more. Did we demand more? We didn't demand more. There we go. More has been demanded. Please, can we do something? We're actually ahead on XG now, which makes it all the more painful. Right. Elvis Gabriel. Come on. In fact, he's a left foot. They're all left-footed. I'm fed up of everyone being left-footed. Stop being left-footed, you idiots. Jaeger can go to right back. Filipov can then be the playmaker. We'll swap these two back over to where they were before. We're just moving people for the sake of moving them now. I don't think we're going to get the breakthrough. This has been a very frustrating return to Preston. It's the first time we've been back to Preston in a few years. I think we came back with Barcelona most recently, but we have not looked like, at any point did we look like we were going to get anything out of that game. And that is, that's problematic. We are still not where I would want us to be. And I hope the board haven't noticed. Yeah, we're good at the moment. We're all good. Right, let's go and stuff Norwich to make me feel better. Folks, I just want to take a moment to thank today's episode sponsor, Skillshare. In 2023, Skillshare is launching a digital campaign that answers what's next after the Great Resignation for users seeking new definitions of work and fulfillment in creative careers. So much of what I've learned over the years to become a full-time content creator has come from Skillshare. I originally joined years ago, long before they sponsored any of my videos, to learn how to edit these videos. And since then, I've completed dozens of classes that have helped me with everything from productivity and time management to learning how to make creativity my full-time job, and then on to diversifying my income and earning passive income to have more control over my financial future. I'm currently in the process of relaunching my old vlog channel into a travel vlog, which has meant learning how a whole new genre of social media works. And we've spent loads of time behind the scenes working on understanding analytics, A/B testing thumbnails and video titles, and generally improving how I use social media. And I learned how to do all of that on Skillshare. So if you want to learn some new skills to help you hit your professional and creative goals in 2023, head down to the top of the description below, where the first 1,000 people to use the link will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. That's 1 month entirely free to explore the entire Skillshare class library. Go click it now. Well, back off of an international break. I say back, we're not all back. Jaeger's still away, and I don't really know why. He's heading off with the Brazil. Hold on. He's not back until... Okay, it's October. I thought it was earlier in the season. He's not back until the 5th of November. What on earth is he up to? He's going to keep him gone that long. Why is... Hold on, that's the first team. Brazil under 23? No. Under 22. Who is he away with? One of the Brazilian teams. I don't know. The under 22. Why... I guess he's playing in the Pan American Games. Is that the squad he's in, the under-20s? No. I don't understand. Where is he? We're trying to work out where he's gone. I think he might just be skiving off. I'm not very happy about what's happening here. Let's have a look. Right, he is away with the Brazil under-22s and not due back until the 5th of November. The Brazil under-22s, it is the Pan American Games. This isn't the squad I looked at before, is it? Okay, so he is away with them. I guess I'll reluctantly allow it. Although the fact that he's already got 3 full national team caps, I am a little bit miffed that he's faffing around with the under-22s for a month. But bottom line, that means he can't play. So we're having to shuffle things around a little bit. So we're bringing Sugimoto back in because I think we need a right footer at the back. Ryman is coming in to play alongside him because we were just poor at the back in that last game. So we're shuffling things around. Corgi is going to go out to right back, even though he's a left footer. They're all left footers. Ryman, of course, left footer as well. They're all left footers at the back. We're bringing Harvey Elliott into the midfield. And other than that, it is the same team that you just saw play really poorly against Preston. But they've had 2 weeks to think about what they've done. And hopefully we've shuffled the defence enough for this to work. But the fact we're playing our best centre-back out of position at full-back on the opposite side to what Footy uses, I've not got a lot of hope that this is going to be our best back four going forward. I think the longer this season goes on, the longer I'm going to regret not signing a proper right-back. Jaeger would be playing there today if he wasn't faffing about playing for Brazil. Bellingham has scored, by the way, which is nice. Remember, we beat Norwich already with a rotated team in the EFL Cup, so Norwich should be a team that we're capable of beating regardless of what we do with this team. We played that useless centre-back against them in the EFL Cup and still managed to beat them. So I would like to think they're not going to be too much of a threat. I haven't even looked to see where they are in the league. Hopefully they're just like real world Norwich and are never very high up in the league at all. They're mid-table. They're not doing too badly. But I'd like to think we'll have the beating of them, although they were, while I was messing around looking at the league table, they did have a chance while I had everything across in front of them, so we couldn't actually see it properly play out. I think it was a good save from Blanco. That all happened effectively off camera, so it doesn't count. He's on a 7.0. We'll never know why. Elliott plays it forward to Diallo. And now Aspas is in. And Aspas, I mean, he hit the inside of the post, but was first to react to the rebound and is there to tuck in the rebound for a 9th goal of the season for him. It's 2-0 inside the first 20 minutes, and this is a lot more like it. We might not have beaten Preston, but Norwich were a team we spent a lot of time at on last year's non-league to legend, and we're giving them a good seeing to make up for the fact that we were so rubbish against Preston. Elliott, another left footer, of course, with the in-swinger, and there is Sugimoto with his first goal for the club. Even though he's probably only our 4th best centre back, he's going to get some game time this year purely because he can kick the ball with his standing foot, unlike the rest of these left footers who fill the entire team. I don't know what the previous manager was thinking, only signing left-footed defenders. It continues to be a problem. Ryman now at the back. I mean, he's looked solid enough in the first half an hour of this game, but that's probably because Norwich haven't really done much in the way of attacking. And now Kone plays it back to Peralta, and now Ramon, and the ball forward looking for Aspas, who's got in behind again, and once again he's hit the woodwork. I mean, if he just takes a moment to think about it and try and place his shots a little bit more. I mean, the last thing I want to do is tell him to think about what he's doing because he gets lost in his own head. We've seen it many times before. But, I mean, there's been a couple of times over both of these matches where if he just took a fraction of a second longer just to think about the situation he was in and pick his spot, he'd have 3 or 4 extra goals. And that was another good example of that. Sugimoto then, forward to Elliott as we start off this second half, and now Elliott back to Sugimoto again. These two are just going to keep hold of the ball forever, apparently. And now Diallo comes inside and immediately has the ball taken off him, and he is tracking back, to be fair to him, to try and win the ball back, but he wasn't doing it with very much passion, was he? And Ryman is there to head the ball away, and it's back with Norwich hovering around outside this penalty area again, and they have had a pot shot from miles out, and it's beaten Blanco, and it absolutely shouldn't have done. And I am starting to worry a little bit about Blanco. I know he had that good save that none of us saw, but he shouldn't be getting beaten like this. And the fact that he still wants to leave, I am starting to wonder whether we maybe let him go and go and get Maddison, the backup, the young English backup goalkeeper we took to Juventus, who has been playing regularly for England. He's England's #1 goalkeeper, but the backup for Juventus. He's only 20, 21 years old. And I wonder if he might be the man that we need to bring in and make our permanent #1, because I just don't think Blanco is up for this. And he showed it again there. Kone plays it across to Elliott. And now Ramon has got him behind, and it's straight at the Norwich goalkeeper. And that's more frustration for us when attacking. We've got this. I mean, my brain thought we were 2-1 up rather than 3-1 up. So it's not that frustrating. What was that weird pass we've just seen there? Now, Ryman to Bellingham. And now Kone on the left-hand side swings it in. And Aspas with the header can't keep it down. And yet again, more chances for him. Look at the XG and the match stats and everything today. We have been absolutely all over Norwich. We put 7 past Leicester the other week. We could easily be scoring as many today against Norwich, because it has been pretty much all Liverpool, apart from that one moment of lack of concentration from Blanco. I think that's what you put it down to. That is exactly what I was saying before that Aspas should be doing. If it's disallowed for offside, I'm sad, because that's exactly what I want to see more of from him. Just, it has been given. Excellent. Rather than just swinging wildly at it or trying to head it over the goalkeeper from miles out, he's just taken a touch, had a look up, and, I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. That's almost Bergkamp-esque from the famous Dennis Bergkamp goal, where he's kind of brought it down on one foot and then spun the other way. And, I mean, it's not quite, but, it nearly is. It very nearly was like the famous Dennis Bergkamp goal, but 4-1, we'll take it. 2 goals from Aspas, we'll take that for sure. Jallo's going to come off. He's getting tired. Peralta also getting tired. So we're going to bring on Gabriel for him. Corgi can come off for Wilson, and they are all the tired boys for now. I think we're going to drop a little bit of praise, because I did nag at them a lot during the Preston game, so just to show that when they actually play well, I will give them a little pat on the head, and they'll thank me for the pat on the head with another goal, this time through Raimon. No, it's Ramon. I've got to get rid of one of them. Who scored here? Raimon's the centre-back. Was this? It is Raimon, I think. I mean, the fact that they stood next to it, yeah, it was Raimon. Oh, my word. This is a nightmare. We need to get rid of one of those boys. They can't wheel off celebrating together with both names on the screen. Right, Bellingham's going to come off. We're also going to bring on... We've got no one who can go on that left-hand side. I guess... Young Luke Griffiths. Get him on. He can play out there. Probably left... Oh, he's not left-footed even. Right, well, play out there as an inside forward. And let's just see how you get on. He's had no training in that position. He's never played there before, but we're 4 goals up with 10 minutes to go. This is his actual league debut for Liverpool. But he has played, as we saw before, a few of those matches in the Cups in Europe. He's playing regularly for Wales. He is a genuine wonder kid. So I guess get him in the team, get him playing games any way we can. Why not? But that is a much better result in the second half of the episode. We've still got a long way to go. We're very inconsistent. But certainly when it clicks for us, we look like a very good team. We just need it to click a little bit more often. Right, I'm going to get a few more games under our belts now. We're 4 episodes in and we've only made it to October. As we get used to this team, get used to him back in the Premier League, I think now is the time to get our heads down and plough through some football matches and pretty much get pretty close to Christmas. I mean, I'm looking at Manchester United away in December as a pretty juicy fixture for Liverpool. We could potentially do Leeds and Manchester United as the next episode. And I think that probably works. Unless, of course, the wheels fall off before then, in which case we'll come back and I'll show you the carcass of what used to be Liverpool Football Club. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.